So when we realize that the statement that the parents filled in the hospital placed in evidence, private evidence that was not it was not privy to the public. So the state is responsible for inducing it. Could you imagine if there was only a statement of birth record where there was no given name on there? Only what was legal could have been placed on there. Well, that would have been, kind of a very weird document because the parents were already operating with their given name in the public and involved in the very thing that you're going to be trained to become a trespasser on. So we know that they were not going to do that, and they took the risk. The active state did take a risk on this because there's no possible way they could have created the charging instrument or the birth certificate without having a given name on there. And as we've explained in previous videos, without the given name on the statement, they would never have had the ability to create even an unclear, ambiguous certificate like this. And they were clever, as Satan is very crafty. They made sure that they didn't say given name or surname on the little charging instrument. And it wasn't because they ran out of ink. And that's why this is the same format that's on the docket at the courtroom. It's on the wall. It just says name. It'll just say, so if it's John Smith, it'll just say Smith, name Smith, comma, John. And it's not, again, because they ran out of ink. They could not definitely show evidence they trespassed on the given name, so they just leave everything unclear. And then they let the parties walk in. They have to have your private consent to show up to host the event of the charge that you're trespassing on public title. Okay? If we get this slowly in our mind, this is not going to be complicated. And when you consent to put your private name into the public, you therefore are showing up as someone at issue claiming what doesn't belong to you in title. The state had no way to lay charges on anybody without the given name being in there. So when you put your given name in the public record and you walk into that court, and I know many people said, oh, I'm going to be Christian name John or whatever the name is, and I'm going into the court and that's where I'm going in. Like, well, that's ridiculous because they're not after just Christian name John. They're after Christian name John using the public title Smith because they need to charge a fee and a fine for its use by license. If there's no private title in there, there's no possible way they'd have anybody to charge. What are they going to do? Charge themselves with their own donated title? Remember, they created the invention of the last name, but they needed you to host the event. So hopefully we've got that clear. Truth doesn't work in fiction, so stop trying to put truth in there and join it to the fiction. The fiction can't harm you as long as your truthful name is not in there energizing it.